Hey guys, welcome back to Fourth Wall Reactions. It's time for more Black Sails. I am on Season 3, Episode 8. Getting closer to the end. Last time, Eleanor and Rogers hooked up, and I'm still not sure just how genuine Eleanor is being. Just because she's compromised at the moment. You know, she's trying to save her own skin, so I'm automatically sort of suspicious of whatever she says. I think I'm more suspicious than Rogers is. So, and he's also married, so Rogers and Flint had a little chat. They've now put a moratorium on the pardons. Vane has some kind of plan that involves the exchange of Jack and the cash. Well, it's not cash. I guess the stash. And John Silver killed Dufresne. Which, you know, honestly, he's had it coming for a long time. But, you know, I'm okay with it. I have no heart. Anyway, let's continue with this. It's building towards the end of the season, so I don't know. I just don't know what I'm going to see. Let's find out. Oh, this house with Miranda.
I can understand a woman's desire for domesticity, but a man's. I can't understand how you cannot understand. Give us your submission, and we will give you the comfort you need. I can think of no measure of comfort worth that price.
What I got to lose ain't something so easy to recover from.
There is no your loss, his loss. We're all in this for our own reasons. You want your partner back, he wants victory, I want to set my home right. But we must hold the line and stand together. We must.
It's so weird to see them in that environment. And the environment just so disheveled and abandoned. It's a powerful image.
It's for you.
Oh.
Consider that your share of the company. There's a whole world out there that every so often rewards ambition. Today the crumbs, tomorrow the loaf.
You know, it's comical that he's talking to a rodent in a cell, but what he has to say is, you know, like his inner monologue.
And exchange the cash for my release.
Yes.
This does not seem like a release.
Spain has demanded I deliver you along with the cash. I did not appreciate having terms altered after the fact in this way, but in this moment I am simply in no position to refuse them. Perhaps you were right, that in a place like this there is no progress without awful sacrifice. If it's any consolation,
Oh, space.
no harm was done to your partner.
So she's alive.
She is. You have my word.
Oh.
You expressed your consent to me that to truly partner with your captain, you would need to join him down a dark path.
You're concerned about me.
The alliance between your crew and my people is critical.
True.
If your mind is not clear and the alliance cannot hold, all will be lost. So yes, I am concerned.
I ship it. It's weird. I'm not really a shipper, but I ship it.
What the fuck happened?
Oh.
They chose them from among us to be tortured and killed. And that one was the one doing the choosing.
The men said she was angered when she realized that Jack wasn't there. She let the cash go.
When did Anne realize that she had been lied to? Was it before or after they secured the cash?
Before, I think. Why?
For the moment she realized that Jack was not there, that she had been crossed, she would attempt to kill anyone she deemed responsible. And now you are saying to me that she knew she had been crossed and chose to walk away to save herself?
Oops. Yeah.
They don't need anything from you anymore, and as such are likely to want to put the entire affair behind them. Move on.
Move on.
I'm sorry.
Execute him.
If I'm in Havana. In your mind, this outcome is still in doubt? Well, the odds are certainly in its favor. But it is by no means a certainty. How so, exactly? You said Anne is alive, did you not? I would argue, as long as that is true, there is a chance, however remote, that she will frustrate your efforts to send me off to my death. Out of curiosity, how would she go about doing it? No, I have no idea.
Simply because the governor decided to put his trust in you. I have no intention of doing the same. The situation is well in hand. Thank you for your concern. Nobody knows
I know. A boy in my employ saw scouts on the West Trail Road late last night. That is it. Is it not?
Did you tell anyone what your boy has told you?
No.
Would your boy sell his information without your knowledge?
No.
Then we have nothing to fucking worry about. Ladies.
I love when arrogance makes people stupid. When this actually happens, how funny it will be.
This is the man responsible. He's the only man responsible. This man will be held to account and punished, swiftly and severely.
May I have a knife, please?
What you gonna do?
Wait a minute, hold on. Until I know what he's going to say.
He's going to say that he spoke impertinently to me. Coffee took offense, and it will not be spoken of again.
Just like that.
Now let him go.
This alliance is hanging by a thread.
If he says a word.
When I speak, my men listen, and they do as I say.
Unlike a pirate crew.
My father was a tailor in Leeds.
It's like, please, I'm trying to read.
Then, the men who sell wool decide they prefer not to compete with the men who imported fine cotton, and as the men who sell wool have the ears of the men who make laws, I set to work, determined to rebuild what had been taken away. I was 13 years old, I was determined.
Oh.
Until a man arrived at my door, claiming to hold debts belonging to my father. Debts over which this man would have seen me imprisoned, where the debts would have been discharged only through hard labor, working at, wait for it, the production of textiles.
Irony.
If no Anne, if no rescue, if this is defeat for me, then know this, you and I were neck and neck in this race, right till the end. But Jesus, did I make up a lot of ground to catch you. You think the world's been that kind to me?
Well, you did read your book.
Wealthy family, inherited daddy's shipping business, married rich. I read your book.
But there are things you leave out of the book. All you know about me is what I want you to know.
I mean, I want to know more about him, but he's only telling me. Oh, I like them both. Woo! Oh. Oh, they're right there. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Nimble. Zane. He's alive, right? Yeah. This is not how Jack Rackham goes out. The governor. Where's the governor? Oh, there's the governor. It's gonna hurt the horse. I'm worried about the horse. Oh.
Go! Go!
Did all this for you. You better go. Oh! Oh! Oh my God. Whew. Oh God. Here it comes. Oh no. Oh no.
So you can just imagine what that was like. Asking him to accept what was done to him. At the hands of men who looked so very much like those he watched murder his parents. You can imagine the restraint it took. But Which way does that lead us? So I will fight this thing rising up in me, and I will serve them by minding their future.
This will not happen again.
We move forward.
You have my word.
Yep. Oh, God. Oh, man.
I thought you said that no one could see us from here.
I can't.
Oh, crap. Is that Hornigold? Yep.
I see.
Because I don't know how much John Silver knows about strategy. Let's see.
If the governor's caravan was attacked, it means someone knew where to find it. It means there is a spy among us.
Well, the spy that you know for certain has already been outed, so there's another spy. Is it Featherstone listening to the two of them?
Where's Vane? The militia arrived before he could get away. We had no choice but to run.
True.
Take him and the cash back to the ship and get out of here.
What? You can't stay behind.
I'll go find Vane. Once he's free, we'll find our own way back to the camp. Charles Vane swinging over Nassau is a statement we cannot afford to be made.
You cannot stay. Right. Charles knew we were even contemplating jeopardizing the grander effort to save him. He'd kill us all.
I'll go back and address the situation.
Oh, no.
My parents were agitated. If we are to win this war, that may be exactly what we need. By the time I'm through, the governor won't be able to hand Vane out of fear of losing the street.
Some wars are fought with words rather than swords, I guess.
I need to know that I can rely upon you to help me navigate through it.
Of course you can.
You understand?
Sure.
That man, sitting in a cell in my fort, is the embodiment of that temptation for you. It is self-evident. And I'm asking you to tell me the truth about what you're capable of right now.
I might play a role in the execution of Charles Vane.
Oh.
I know you now. I trust you now. I love you now.
What?
So I will tell you the absolute truth about how I'm going to react when faced with the thing sitting in that cell in your fort. I honestly don't know.
Well, she's honest about that. Maybe. Alright, guys. First of all, let me apologize for all the crazy lighting ridiculousness. Wasn't supposed to be a cloudy day, but it became a cloudy day, and I probably should have just had the indoor lighting on, which is not great, but at least it's consistent. So, anyway. Apologies for that. I don't know if it bothers anybody else, but I can see out of the corner of my eye the camera madly trying and failing to keep up every time the clouds change the light. So it just, ugh. You guys don't need to know that, but I apologize for the ridiculousness because I know it's distracting. Even if it's not distracting to you guys, it's distracting to me, which distracts me from reacting. So it's domino effect. Enough of lighting complaints. Let's get into this episode. So episode 8, I thought was very tense. Very tense. I have a lot of respect for Maddie, as we don't really know her very well yet, but we're starting to get a feel of who she is, just, sort of judging by how she handles certain situations. And I thought that, first of all, John Silver recognizing, like, we cannot hide this from her. Like, if they were to have dealt with that man on their own, either the man they attacked, if they were to, as he said, kill him so he wouldn't be a witness, or deal with their guy for attacking that man, he was very smart, which is not a surprise, because John Silver's smart. He was very smart to have brought her in. And I thought that the choice that she made was also a very intelligent one. And I understood and sympathized with everything that she said about it later. Part of me was nervous of what she was going to do with that knife, that dagger. I don't know. One of the options was she's going to, cut him loose, but then I didn't know what would happen. So I just, that was very nerve-wracking. A very well done scene to keep you guessing. It's so weird. I really do love a well-told relationship story. I generally don't start rooting for people to get together. I know I mentioned this when there was just a little bit of a spark between Billy and Abigail. I don't normally start shipping people just off of that. Normally there's you can see that there's a story happening, getting people together. And if it's a good story, I love a really well told relationship story. But I'm rarely this. I'm rarely put them together. But I think that the actors have a lot of chemistry. I feel like the storytelling is dropping us little hints, but I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. Because they're not overt hints. I mean, clearly they're showing that Silver and Maddie have a meeting of the minds. They are both smart, strategic people who are also slightly subordinate, but in this situation, both have been called upon to rise up and lead. They are co-leaders together. And none of that is personal. I think maybe I'm just going off of the chemistry that they have and the fact that before either of them knew anything about the other or who the other person was, there was, there have been exchanges of looks. How everything starts is you check someone out, right? So that's, I think, why I am leaning towards that vibe. And it is not usual for me to do that. It's highly unusual. And now it's the second time that it's happened with this show. So there's something a little bit, I'm a little disappointed in myself because, here is this strong, smart woman who's in a position of power. And I'm rooting for her. But what about her love life? It really shouldn't matter. But we are only human after all. And I know I've been saying that Woodes Rogers is really still quite the mystery. And they always drop little hints. And he's sort of known because of this book that he wrote. And, Jack read it and a couple other people read it. So things are known about him. But he gives more hints here about that, being capable of dark things. And then you wouldn't be invited to the dinner parties. So he's still sort of a figure of mystery to me and very intriguing. And you could see him let loose with his rage a little bit on Vane. But he was, in all fairness, fighting for his life. So I don't necessarily consider that to be an indicator of his darkness. Silver's dark moment was dark. I mean, am I sad Dufresne is gone? No. Was what he was saying and doing worthy of having his skull stomped in with the iron peg leg? Probably not. That's more along a dark path. I think Woodes Rogers was mostly about self-preservation. And particularly up against Vane, even a wounded Vane. Vane is not someone you want to be messing with. Speaking of Vane, I don't know how that scene is going to play out. I think the show has done such a great job of building the Eleanor Vane relationship to the point where you just don't know where it's going to go. I mean, they are continually being drawn back together. However, there's not always the same outcome every time. So you just kind of never know what you're going to get. And Eleanor has betrayed enough people and kind of gone rogue and done her own thing enough to make you wonder what she's going to do every time. So Eleanor says she has no idea what she's going to do. I think that's the one time I've really believed her in recent past. I don't think you know, and I don't know either. So I think that makes the show really exciting and scenes like that really exciting. I do find it really interesting that all the players, just thinking of past seasons and where they all started from, you know, they kind of, at least all the Nassau people, they all kind of want similar things. They want Nassau to be functional and thriving. They want to be reaping the benefits of that. They're sort of championing different paths to that outcome and slightly different realities. Like Eleanor seems fine with England having control of Nassau as long as she benefits from it. Whereas Flint is like over that. No. I don't even know that he would accept a Spanish rule. I think he's pretty much done with that. But it's just fascinating to see what these original players are doing now and how they're going about things and comparing it to, like, you know, season 1. What they wanted versus kind of the tactics that they're using now. It's interesting. I've always thought that Jack is just delightful. That scene of him in the cell talking to the rodent. And I know that it's meant to be more than just on the surface. Oh, look at Jack. So funny talking to a diseased rodent. But I know that the dialogue that he had is, you know, pertinent and revealing sort of his inner thoughts and his state of mind and all of that. At the same time, it's it's highly entertaining. Again, very similar to Silver when Jack was in the carriage with Rogers and just sort of like constantly sort of verbally, you know, getting at him like, what's Rogers like? I just want to read. For God's sake. I'm very glad that he escaped his fate. But now Vane's in trouble. So there are more characters to talk about and more things to say, but I think I'm just going to let this sit for a while. If I need to add to it at the beginning of next video, I shall. If I need to add something to a season review, I shall do it. But for now, great episode. Thank you for watching that with me. If you enjoyed the reaction, please feel free to give it a like, a share, and a subscribe. Full reactions are on Patreon. Be sure to join me for the next episode. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.